Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy 4Strong1 from U-Walls Dathomir. The Escape Pod cast was recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. And in honor of Ram Bam's undying belief that we would finally one day get a Mace rework, I have decided that I'm going to take Mace to my first R9 character. Gentlemen, take it away.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. But with both having decades of hosting experience under their belt, the one thing we are sure of is you will be entertained. This is the Escape Pod Cast, a weekly look into the mobile game Star Wars: Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the Nerdy Network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
It's Schrodinger's Road Ahead.
Oh, yes, wait, what do you mean?
Schrodinger's Road Ahead.
You're gonna have to explain this one to me, Neil.
I know you've been away for a couple days, but catch up, buddy.
No, I don't read the road ahead until I actually, until it's showtime. That still doesn't explain why it's Schrodinger's Road Ahead.
Well, you see, it's good, bad, and neither all at the same time.
Okay, seeing that you've written it, I guess read it, we'll get into that during the show, right?
I'm relatively certain we're going to get into it during the show.
Okay, well, we have a Padawan, or rather a Padawan, coming for the incoming transmission.
Yes, they are called Free-to-Play Padawan, and they are part of the Free-to-Play Ollie crew, aren't they, mate?
The Free-to-Play Nation. Very good. I wonder if they think the road ahead is good, bad, or neither, as you put it.
We'll be sure to ask.
Well, Dickie and the Noob play again for your pleasure.
Then Jigabachi joins us to get jiggy with Jigabachi.
I really want to see what his reaction is, apparently, to all this Schrodinger's news.
All this and breaking news, as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, the Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero life partner, Paul. Paul, how you doing?
It is a good day to read a road ahead for the first time. I got spoiled on the character that was announced. I'm indifferent. We'll get to that. But as far as everything else goes, I've been able to stay away, and we'll see what comes of this. But how was your week? Your birthday was this past week, was just over the past weekend.
Yeah, it was the weekend. It was the weekend just gone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I did.
Excellent. You also have a birthday gift coming from the Padawans. As we said, yes. Every Twitch donation in February went to you. Mm-hmm. So I also sent you a box that has lots of goodies, and I can't wait for you to see what it is.
we'll do a live unboxing.
Yes. So it's supposed to arrive Tuesday, possibly Wednesday. So save it for when you do your when you do your GOC. Grand Arena. Yeah. So, all right. So let's get to it. First thing, last week as we went off the air, we rated Heinze. Heinze did have breaking news, as we thought, and it was the rework of Mace Windu.
Mm-hmm.
That was the bigger
news. The bigger news was Ram Bam crying.
Yeah, I was happy to see that Ram Bam got to be there for the announcement. That was amazing. I was very, very pleased with how CG and Heinze did that. Props to both parties involved and congratulations to Ram Bam. The kit reveal, we're going to go over that really quick. His basic now does a lot more. Damage to target enemy inflicts ability block, and depending on his health, he can gain turn meter, or he recovers health equal to the damage dealt. His special damage to target enemy and dispels all buffs instead of removes all positive status effects. I don't know how that's different. If the target enemy had Shatter Point, they get stunned and they lose turn meter, and he gains turn meter. And it is all his new special is called This Party's Over. That's a good one. And it deals special damage, calls somebody to assist if they had Shatter Point, and the ally that they called is Galactic Republic. He does a Thrawn. He swaps turn meter if the target enemy had Shatter Point, and the ally was also a Jedi. So two different possible choices there. Mace gains 2 stacks of resilient damage. Resilient defense for the rest of the encounter, and they recover 30% protection. So this is a beef up of Mace.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
big time.
His abilities, his selectable abilities, pretty good. His new leader ability is called Take a Seat. I love it. Absolutely loved that. So they now gain 20% max health and offense instead of just gaining 20% offense and critical chance. And then they all allies, Jedi allies, recover 10% of their health when they score a critical hit. That's pretty good. But I do
stuff. There's some good stuff there, yeah.
I do understand that it is though taking effect in the Padme event. So yeah, good thing that you cheesed those Geos that I was so upset about that long ago. Geos ain't cutting it again. So.
Oh right. Oh, because of what Mace Windu can do in the event now. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that is a very good point.
Yeah, his unique, formerly Shatterpoint, does a lot more. Check out the forums if you want to get to that. I really just want to get to this road ahead because you've been holding this over my head that I have not read the road ahead yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bob, are you okay up there? You're looking around. Things are worrying you. Are your circuits fried right now?
Oh no, everything's fine. I'm just I keep getting a body and it keeps going away. So I was just wondering why it was.
Oh, okay. It might be the new upgrade that I'm trying to get installed. We'll see. You also all of a sudden just gained a hand. I'm not sure about that. So, all right.
You finally got me a body like I've been asking for? You're the best. You're the best.
We'll see if it works. You know, it might be one of those Star Trek style ones for, the Doctor.
If I can just get out of the square, that would be great. It's getting awful stuffy in here the last couple weeks. So yeah, I'm ready to get out.
All right. So let's get to the road ahead here. Let's see where I just had it up. I must have closed that one. So road ahead, March 2022. Looks like Doja's about to sneeze. There's a video attached to it. Is there anything that's in the video that's not in the thing that I need to read? No. Okay. No. Cool. So there was nothing special in that. All right. Hi, Hero Table Hollows. Welcome to the March 2022 road ahead for Galaxy of Heroes. We have a packed schedule for today, so there's a lot of information apparently. Starting with details on the next title update, which contains quality of life changes for Grand Arena Championships. Okay, you must have been happy when you saw this. Details on Razor Crest Final Farm location, a special rework. I believe that's probably going to be Mace, and a legendary character. Okay, so apparently the character that was spoiled for me is a legendary. All right. Title update, Grand Arena quality of life. I'm just going to skip that first paragraph. The first major change focuses on deploying defenses and the new edit defense tool of the Grand Arena Championship screen. Okay, Neil. This looks interesting. Players will be able to set their defenses at any time before the setup phase finishes. You can even set them before a Grand Arena begins. Interesting. The squads you set in the defense tool are stored between events as well, so you only have to set your defense once and then update them as you get new units and upgrade your characters. But okay, I'm pausing there. But if you do that and you don't change them, SWGOH.GG has just become even more powerful, in my opinion.
You think? Explain.
Because if you're not changing your defenses, if you just set that one and let it roll, you're guaranteed to have the same defense every single time.
Yeah.
So,
but if you're like me, you never change them anyways, even if you have an editor or not. So,
all right. So if you go up against the Bones Collector, that's Bob's account that we installed in his system, so he can look up some stuff. Apparently, you never have to worry about anything changing.
Never.
The tool will update the number of zones you can set as you move between different divisions and leagues. So if somebody gets promoted, are they going to set less defenses if they don't go into the tool? And what happens? What teams get dropped if you get demoted an entire league? That's a question I'd like to know.
You'll have to posit the question to them the next time you see them or speak to them.
We definitely will.
I would say whatever team is set and that one that's taken away
in the bottom slot is what I would think. Yes.
Whichever one goes away, it's just going to be that random team that's happened to be set there.
Wolfell says, till matchmaking actually works right, the GAC changes really don't matter. I think it's working great, Neil. I mean, I'm going 2 and 1, 1 and 2.
It's not working perfect. It's an imperfect system. It's as simple as that. It's not perfect. It's never going to be 100%. But then again, it's never going to be like single-digit % effective. You know, it's always going to be in the high double digits. You know, so it functions, it works, but it's an imperfect system. So the matchmaking is always going to throw out oddities, and irregularities from time to time.
You're going to see oddities as players that give no crap about, going in besides attacking once. Anybody that auto sets, they go in and they attack once and then get their banners.
The matchmaking works as it's intended for the majority of the people playing Grand Arena. That's it. That's the bottom line. Should it be? Shouldn't it be? Should it be better? Should it be better? How could it be? All of that's it. As a flat figure, the matchmaking works for the majority, not the minority. And until the minority is vocal enough, CG won't make any changes to the matchmaking. They just won't. It's as simple as that.
No.
But what they do is they butter us up with quality of life changes, which is obviously the part that you've got to on the road ahead.
Now, Renard the Fox says it's easy to misuse the skill rating system. Go 1 and 2 or 2 and 1 without being promoted. Can stall a league lower and get all the banners. That's the issue. I mean, I'm fighting for my life.
There are ways of gaming the system. There are always ways of gaming the system. The old system, you would have people with these, really, really tight rosters. If you wanted to be competitive in GAC, you had to have a tight roster. You couldn't have a fluffy bottom. You couldn't bloat. There were certain characters you had to have, certain ways that, it was, and just like now, that was a whole, and people would game the system, people would game the system in order to get the best matchups, i.e. not someone competitive, but somebody that they could, pretty much beat every single time because the matchmaking worked in their favor because they had a slender roster.
I mean, look at the controversial yet great Bus 71. I mean, he was.
Yeah, I mean, he was. Yes, anybody could have done what he did because it's cheaper to do that than to just let's just go 10.5 million and relic 8 everything. Not everybody can do that.
And now you get to play with your toys. That's what I love about this new GAC system is you get to play with your toys, and I'm not penalized because I want to help my team, my guild in territory battles. I'm not penalized because I like to collect the characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I just had to get over the hump of getting used to losing. That was it. Yeah. I think that's a lot of people will have an easier time in GAC if they the quicker the faster they acclimatize to losing more than they used to. Because there's a lot of people out there that would play GAC to the best of that system, and this one is completely different from that. So there's adjustments. Adjustments have to be made. So I would say just adjust, improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Yeah, I do want to say hello because of the time change here in the U.S. We are now an hour earlier in the European countries.
In Europe.
Yeah. So hello to all the people able to watch us because we're not way past their bedtime. We're just slightly past their bedtime. Specifically, Zaz and Bodhi. Good to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by. And by the way, evil sucks. All right. As part of the new
and Renard, obviously, our favorite German.
As part of this new feature, one seemingly small but exciting change pertaining to GAC signups and roster lock. After these changes, people will be able to sign up at any time during the sign-up phase, but players can relock their roster at any time during the sign-up phase to update their GAC squads with the latest upgrades and mods. So you don't have to, join because you are afraid you will forget to join. You can join right away so you don't forget to join, but you're not locked into what you had. Then you can, say, okay, use this fingerprint instead of the old fingerprint.
Yeah. And that's all that is all that is there for. So that as soon as you see it, you can tap on the notification and join. So that you're at least locked in and you're not going to miss it by accident. You can, So I'm all for that because it will definitely help with people forgetting to join GAC or thinking that they'll leave it till the last minute, but then either forget or get sidetracked or something else happens.
And also another person that's joining us because of the earlier time frame, Medi Gaming. Always good to see Medi.
Mm-hmm.
Always good to see Medi. There are also a few other important changes that aren't related to Grand Arena Championships, but will be helpful in a variety of modes. Just like the recent update to show enemy squads on the setup screen, fleet battles will now show the preview of the fleet you're facing. That's a good thing, but of course you still don't see all the reinforcements. And then there's also one more quality of life item to mention. You can now see what characters have an Omicron indicated by a new badge. So they moved the... No, they just added something to the right-hand side. It's just an Omicron image.
Yeah.
So. Mm-hmm. And also when you're selecting... Yeah, and also when you're selecting Omicron is below... Well, that's new overall, I think, isn't it? You see a relic level. You don't see Gear 13. You see an actual relic level in your selecting your squads, along with the Zeta and Omicron items.
Yeah. The thing is, you've got to remember that those quality of life changes happen all the time. and it's gone through all of the. Remember when they first introduced the relic level, the different colors that they tried before they settled on red and blue. Remember the flaming red?
The flaming red and the rainbow.
Yeah.
By the way, Wolf Fell, he says it works better for streamers, the average player not at the top end like Paul. If you think I'm at the top end, I appreciate you. I am one of the worst at Grand Arena, but I'm loving it because I feel like I actually have a chance to win finally. Instead of facing, the trim rosters that I faced, I actually have, I've found more enjoyment out of my Grand Arena since the introduction of skill rating, because I finally see finally see it working out to where I have a chance. GP wise, I'm 7.88 to be specific. So, but that's because I've been playing for so damn long.
Yeah, well, they've made. GAC has gone through very, very recently a double evolution when you think about it, because it went from that system that just kind of went on and on and on for 2 years. And we were really, really feeling it at the, Division 1 was really feeling it because it was, 4.5 million and over, but you Div 1, it was so, and then boom, they rejigged the whole thing. You remember, I went live at the time. I was so excited. They re-equalized the GP and the divisions. So basically, Division 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 was like how we did our season 4,
right?
And season 5. Season 3 and season 4.
No.
So yeah, it was, and then literally within a few months they switch it to this. So we didn't even really get the time to appreciate what that did to GAC. Because I think everybody liked that change to GAC, with divisions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 being split down more evenly. And here's the thing, right? And it's something that they're going to have to figure out pretty damn quickly, is the same thing will happen to this. The same thing will happen, especially if they don't change the skill rating boundaries in each of the divisions. Because here's the thing, we're already down to 8,000.
But remember the squishing.
But the last squishing that they did wasn't particularly that good, because after the last squishing, there was still only 8,000 people in Kyber 1. 8,000, only 8,000. And in the 2 months, the months prior to that, it was well in excess of 100,000. Sorry, not 100,000. Well in excess of 16,000. Because if you remember when I tallied up the global ranking, anybody outside the top 10,000 just showed as 10,000K, 10K. Yeah. Remember,
right. Yeah.
Anybody under 10K showed as a rank that you could actually look up, because the rankings all the way up to 10,000 were shown on SWGOH.gg.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And somebody said that Bodhi said bottoms are going to get fluffier thanks to another change you have yet to read. And I'm guessing it's this one, the Java Scavenger update. Shifting gears, the Salvager will be experiencing some big changes after the next title update. If you head over to the friendly but accident-prone Jawa in the corner of the cantina, you'll find he's now offering to craft gear for you. So no more holding on to the one character at G7 to craft specific gear. I like that. That. I would like it if he would, take some of my, Mark IV stun guns and turn them into Mark V stun guns, but that's just me. I know it's not just me, but still. I mean, that's definitely nice. Mace Windu is the next thing. We just talked about that. Once again, props to how they did it. Here it is, the what I was spoiled on. Upcoming unit, Legendary Grand Inquisitor. The Inquisition has begun. We introduced a number of new Inquisitor units over the past months, and today we're announcing Where that path to the dark side leads the legendary Grand Inquisitor. We called this, Neil. I mean, almost everybody called this.
Here's the thing. Yes, we called it, but a lot of other people called it as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That, like, a lot of people called this.
A lot of people called this. Yeah, everybody was. I mean, you and I specifically. As soon as the Hulk got released, I'm sorry, but when she pounds the ground, it just reminds me of the Incredible Hulk. So everyone gets a nickname. Anyway, as soon as that character was released, we're like, well, yeah, it was just how many Inquisitors are we going to get before we get the Grand Inquisitor, and is it going to be a legendary or a GL? So we know it's going to be a legendary, and we know we need 5 characters. So it is a standard.
We need 5. Okay,
legendary event.
I haven't. Okay, nice. I see that in there a little bit ahead here. While each Marquee Inquisitor targets a specific Jedi to take down, the Master of the Inquisitorius has the power to challenge Whoa! Okay. The Master of the Inquisitorius has the power to challenge Galactic Legend Jedi in Territory Wars.
Yeah.
Not Grand Arena, but Territory Wars. So I'm guessing they've already revealed that any Omicron that will be on him will be for... Does that mean other legendaries that are going to start getting Omicrons? Are we going to see CLS?
Here's the thing: the primary discussion around this, it is the primary discussion that has been based around this, is that nobody worth their salt in Territory Wars puts Jedi on defense. So creating it's all well and good, and yeah, that's great. To have that power against Galactic Legend Jedi in Territory War, awesome. That'd be great if the problem that was occurring on the holo tables was walls of JML or walls of JMK. There are no walls of GL Jedi, though. So while I understand why they've done this, it is missing the mark and not having the finger on the pulse of the game so bad that it begs the question: how did this change, and why make it territory? How did that get past quality assurance? How did that get past? Because to me, the powers are great and it's brilliant against the Jedi, but limiting it to the least used game mode doesn't make any sense whatsoever. They could have put, people would have whinged if it was on territory battles, but they also would have thought to themselves, yeah, you know what? It's nice to have one team that will, that's dark side, that can just go through Jedi, because there's loads of them on the GOTB, isn't there? Loads of them.
Yeah.
So if they put it on territory battles, I'd be like, damn, yeah, that's a squad that is going to get 4 waves out of 4 every single time you put them in on full auto against Jedi. So, that's nice. But Territory Wars, oh, wow. Yeah, that's a huge. I'm not saying it's deliberate. I'm simply pointing out that, that the top guilds are going to look at that and go, well, we don't really use Jedi on defense, so yeah.
Durgan says CG nerfs a bunch of characters because they can beat a GL. CG starts releasing a bunch of characters that can beat a GL.
yeah. That as well. Well, very succinctly put, Durgan. Yeah, absolutely. So here's the thing. I make the to me.
Did you read Cass's comment? But now we'll have to switch it up so we don't put walls of Darkside GLs in case there's a wall of Grand Inquisitors.
Yeah, Darkside GLs. It's going to be able to take away Jedi GLs, not Sith.
No, right, but what if you put all your Darkside GLs on defense?
Yeah.
And you're saving your light side GLs for offense.
Yeah.
If you run into a Inquisitor, they're going to take down your light side GL.
Yeah, that maybe AI on defense is a lot more different than a person using a well-modded, correctly modded squad against a team way stronger than them.
You want to talk about AI in the recent update? That's the end of this. Okay, so we're going to tackle this, and then we're going to go to a break here in a moment. But speaking of AI, they recently updated the Executor AI to where it will heal the most damaged ship, usually the Razor Crest, for those who, are facing a mirror match, or sometimes even Xanadu Blood. It will heal that ship that you've been hitting so hard when it has a chance. So it's...
When did that happen?
That happened just this past content update.
Oh,
it
wow.
no longer only heals.
I was not aware of that.
It no longer only heals the Houndstooth because tank, hoo, I'm going to heal it. It makes it harder for mirror matches. So, can CG get the AI right? Yes, they can. So, if they correctly put the AI into Grand Inquisitor to take down GLs, if you are like, the AI doesn't know anything, I'm going to go in with Jedi Knight Luke. All of a sudden, you have Kentucky Fried Luke. So, it absolutely comes down to it. Zaz says, would be nice to see a GL that doesn't have force powers. They also said on Heinz's stream just last week that we raided into after we went off the air that future GLs or GLs do not have to be force users. They clarified that they never said that, and that's not true. So we'll have to see what's coming up. Let's go to a break. Coming up on the other side of this, we're also going to talk the Seventh Sister kit reveal, the event calendar, and more with the game updates in just a moment right here on the Escape Pod cast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Padawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards, including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Patreon leaderboard, brought to you by the Patreons of the Escape Podcast. Would you like to see yourself or hear yourself on these boards as well? We'd love to have you join the Kyber Combatant level or higher at patreon.com. The Escape Pod and sign up. Let's see how our Patreons did this time around. D goes 1 and 2, 3,732 banners, 31 wins with 3 losses and 3 holds. Not too shabby for D, but definitely room for improvement. Dark Helmet goes 1 and 2 as well. That's definitely different for him. Banners of 4,520, 36 wins, 4 losses, 2 holds. Moving on to Dr. Jojo, who files a report, says he corrected course with a 2-1. Round 1 versus a 10 million GP opponent who plays 6 Galactic Legends on defense, so he placed his JMK Cat on the bottom row and cleared his board. Round 2 was versus a 9.8. He trapped him with JMK and Sith Eternal Emperor in the back. Unfortunately, he trapped him with a Anti-Malevolence Executor team and underestimated his JTR and had to burn his Star Killer counter, so he cleared 3 zones while Jojo only cleared 2. Final round versus a 9.1. Reminder that he's only an 8.0. He almost one-shot full cleared him, except for Star Killer versus C on left 1 dot of red health. He says his opponent dropped battles on the Darth Revan, and he won by 25. 44-62 for Dr. Jojo. 37 wins, 12 losses, and 16 holds. Force Strong goes 2-1 with 23-33. 22 wins, 2 losses, 5 holds, but no report. Hot Sauce surprisingly goes 0-3, 44-69 with 37 up, 13 down, and 11 holds. Sephiroth 2-1 as well. Nice job. 3,861 banners, 29 wins, 2 losses, 1 hold. Let's take a look at the leaderboard as of this week. Reminder that this week's leaderboard is the final one that does skill rating, as the differential banners will kick in next week. Force Strong is at the top of our list with 4 and 2 with a skill rating of 32-17. Sephiroth at 29-50. And both of them 4 and 2. It could be anyone's race, but Dr. Jojo and Dark Helmet are both 3 and 3, where Dr. Jojo has the 208 banner lead. Hot Sauce drops to 2 and 4 to match D. Of course, Hot Sauce with the big account 3903 to D's 3105. It's anybody's race. But, you know, I'd like to see what Force Strong and Sephiroth can do to answer this week. It's going to be a great one. Once again, this is just a part of what is GA Center, seen on the Escape Podcast Twitch channel every week, hosted by Nev and Ranger, where we review all the past week's GAC of many, many content creators. Some of your favorites we'd like to see out for that. But if you'd like to see yourself here, once again, patreon.com/theescapepod and sign up at Kyber Combat level or higher. We'll be right back after this, right here on the Escape Podcast. Be nice to each other, damn it.
We want you. Join the GAC Chain Gang today. This is the commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion and the leader of the GAC Chain Gang. I am sending out a call to action for any SWGOH content creators on Twitch who would be willing to broadcast their GAC attack rounds alongside some of our best, including Mr. Jigabachi, Dr. Zeppers, Rico 1982, and the Bounty Honeys. What is the Chain Gang, you ask? We are an amazing group of content creators who are dedicated on streaming the Grand Arena Championship attack rounds on Twitch. The idea is to provide continuous content back-to-back from one streamer to the next and allow viewers to enjoy more SWGOH content, as well as enjoy the variety of streamers that are currently present in the group. If you are interested in joining the Chain Gang, please reach out to myself on Discord at AndyB's #7465, or you can send us a message on our Twitter page at ChainGAC. Join us today. We have your back.
You're listening to the Escape Pod Cast.
Oh, the things we talk about behind the scenes, Neil. Welcome back to the Escape Podcast. Thank you for hanging through the break. And in the break, we did the GAC Patreon leaderboard. Force Strong, who did the open of the show this week, is in first place due to skill rating. But banner-wise, he's being chased by Sephiroth. two people that have not been on the top of the boards in quite a while.
Yeah, it's usually the
Dr.
good doctor, isn't it?
Yeah, Dr. Jojo or Hot Sauce. Hot Sauce won last month. It's getting quite fun. And you guys, as I said in the thing, can if you want to join in on this, it's a lot of fun. We have some fun discussions in the Discord as well, and everybody's quite nice to each other. So we invite you. Patreon.com/theescapepod. So let's talk about the hey, Brian Sparky, chiming in. Good to see you again. Let's talk about the calendar real quick. Our assault battles are going to be on. We're going to have the Ewoks on the 4th of April. They've already put out the April calendar. It's Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
Another assault battle, Military Might, on the 14th. On the 19th, so only 5 days in between, for Ground War. And then Places of Power on the 24th. And then the one that I saw someone finally beat 3-star at the end of the month on the 28th. So next month, we'll try to remember to talk about this at the beginning of the month. But, assault battles coming up. Pretty spaced out with the exception of the 14th and 19th. Bang, bang, two back-to-back within 1 week. The Grand Arena next phase will start on April 4th, Neil. So the next Grand Arena sign up will be on April 4th and go every single week, 4 weeks from there. We just lost Bones, so we switch over here. And we've traded places in the cockpit.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, since we lost, unfortunately, our AI is in the middle of a storm.
Our AI is cut out, yeah.
Yeah, our AI is cut out, so. All right. Nothing really stands out as far as when this is going to happen. When this new title update, I'm guessing next week, but nothing stands out. There's no 2-day gaps that I would normally be able to profess that something was going to happen.
It'd be nice to have the quality of life for Grand Arena implemented before the final week.
Yeah,
be nice to have it before the fight. It'd be great to have it before the final week.
Well, I think that they said that it was coming by the 4th iteration, so we'll see. I mean,
we'll see.
We'll see. We don't want them to do a title update during Grand Arena, because if something goes wrong, it pushes everything around.
That is a good point. Yeah, no, that is a good point. They need to leave it until the end of Grand Arena, because a title. We had the snafu mid-season last month.
Yeah,
we do not want a repeat of that. The first ever 13-round month of GAC. Let's hope it's the last one ever. Yeah, that was it's an unusual thing to say, but yeah. That 1 month we had 13 rounds in it.
Yeah.
And 2 speed rounds.
and now we're back on the right side for the video people. we got back in. All right. Let's talk about Seventh Sister. I mean, we have Thaddeus coming up with the inspiration behind a lot of it, but her kit, There You Are, is her basic. Deals physical damage to target enemy, inflicts offense down for 2 turns and 1 stack of purge. So another purge dealing basic, which this is good for the other Inquisitors until the end of the encounter if the target doesn't have any. So they can't have purge at all for that. These debuffs can't be resisted if enemy is Jedi. And if they're a Jedi, for each stack of purge, it's increased 10%. More than 5% per purge. ID 9, which was
Her droid.
Her droid, but ID 10 was Cal Kestis's droid. ID 9 is her droid. It is her special. First special, it has a cooldown of 3, deal physical damage to the enemy, dispel all buffs, that's nice, and remove 60% turn meter, increase to 90% if they're a Jedi. Inflict 1 stack of purge until the end of the encounter. So two of her abilities inflict purge here. And then inflict an additional stack of purge for each debuff dispelled this way. So if somebody gets out in front of you and has a bunch of buffs, they're going to have a lot of purge.
Yeah.
Inflict ability block for a turn, daze for 2 turns on the target enemy, and the ability cannot be evaded or resisted. That is a dang powerful ability, Neil.
Well, I mean, they've been in recent memory, they've been pretty good regarding the marquee characters for legendaries. I mean, look at the characters, the 5 characters that you had to get for BAM, for the BAM legend. All those characters are great. They're all really, really good characters. You got
I'm
Mando,
just
you got
finally,
Grief.
yeah,
great on a bounty hunter team. Then you got IG and Queel. Great on a banner stealing team, and then Kira with Kal-Katarn on Moma. I mean, so the last legendary that they gave us decent marquee characters as well, and they did the same with the Legends event. I mean, granted, it was only 4 in order to get Starkiller, and the requirements were much, much, much higher, but still.
That was a legend. That was a legacy event, not a legendary event. So, and
no,
you're right.
I said legend. Yeah, no. I didn't mean it was a legendary event.
But a marquee character needed, that format.
It was a new format.
I wonder what these characters are going to have to be, because legendaries don't take that much. But, the higher they are, the easier it is. That's very true. We've always seen that.
Yeah, the Empire tag doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, and if we need 5...
it's a theory crafter's wet dream.
And if we need 5 characters, and then we get the Grand Inquisitor, there's an odd man out. There's going to be a definitive, theory crafters are going to say, here's a definitive person to put on an Empire team. And aren't they unaligned Force users?
Leaderships.
Aren't they also unaligned Force users? Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So this can possibly replace your Palpatine on a Sith team. Maybe there will be a character that won't be so focused on the Inquisitorious faction that, because with the unaligned Force user, it could become quite dangerous with Starkiller.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. But there's lots of there's lots of advantages, and there's lots of potential. Like I said, the place where it's completely fallen on deaf ears is making the speciality for the squad territory wars. That's the part that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I think that they should change it to either GAC or territory battles.
Maybe we'll get a territory battle one.
They haven't changed any before, but I think something like that would make would make the team's potential value more palatable, because people aren't going to look at it as a valuable squad with the territory wars affiliations, but would see it as a more valuable squad if it was GAC or if it was territory battles.
Yeah. Then her second special is using ID 9 again, called Enemy Intelligence. This one consumes a stack of purge from each enemy. Target ally recovers health and protection plus 10% for each stack of purge that is consumed. So you got 5. If everybody has 1 stack of purge on them, you use this ability. Because it recovers 30% at base, you can get 80% health and protection back if you use it at the right time. All allies gain critical hit immunity for 2 turns, and Inquisitorious allies gain foresight for 2 turns. So your Inquisitorious faction can start dodging. That's pretty nice. All allies recover 10% health and protection and gain evasion up. So even if there is not, so this has now gone to 90 because target ally recovers 30% and all allies recover 10%. And if the target ally is Inquisitorious, reduce the ability's cooldown, which is initially 4, down by 1, so it becomes 3. If you're playing with a full deck of Inquisitorious.
I could definitely see them being useful in Conquest as well against strong Jedi teams.
Yeah. All right, and their leader ability, Empire allies gain 16% evasion, which is always nice. I know you hate evasion when it doesn't work in your favor, Neil.
Yeah.
And then whenever Inquisitorious allies do evade, they recover 5% health and protection and gain advantage for 2 turns. So they hit harder, they're guaranteed that critical, and they recover health and protection. While in territory wars, whenever a Jedi enemy gains foresight using... who is that? That's a Jedi... that's... Jedi, it's Yoda, Grandmaster Yoda. All Inquisitorious allies gain foresight for 2 turns. At the end of each turn, dispel all buffs on Jedi enemies who have foresight. Additionally, whenever an enemy gains a buff, Seventh Sister has a 10% chance to inflict a stack purge. So, this is definitely against a Grandmaster Yoda team. And and Zaz is also saying against Qui-Gon Jinn. So these are
that would be great, and that would definitely. You'd have to see how. We don't know. That's here's the problem. We really don't know. We know that we're getting a Grand Inquisitor. We've had 2. We know what we're getting as a 3rd. We don't know what the other 2 are going to. So. It's just it's too, there's too much, way too many variables. There's no way to know what all of these kits are going to do just yet. So yeah, I'm really loath to speculate on this one. Just how good it could be against certain teams, especially if you're fighting against Omicron abilities, perhaps.
I mean, right there in the text, though, Neil. I mean, whenever they gain foresight. If they have foresight, they lose all of their other buffs. And whenever they gain a buff, she has a 10% chance to inflict purge. This is a very, very good territory war, but it is the Omicron.
Yeah.
This really is going to tear apart if a Seventh Sister lead team will tear apart the Grandmaster Yoda.
Yeah, but and again, we're talking territory wars here.
Only territory wars.
There's going to be some well-relicked B team that you can use to take them out. So a wall of them is useless, right? A wall of them would be moot.
Bless you.
A wall of them would be moot, and a wall of them would be moot, and nobody puts Jedi on defense. Nobody puts Jedi on defense.
Well, remember, we're experiencing Endgame.
You don't get me wrong. I think everything else about the kit is great, mate. I genuinely do. But that one thing, that territory wars thing, is a complete and utter swing and a miss, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm not disagreeing with you that because it's in territory wars, it is a swing and a miss. I'm not going to disagree with you on this one. But what I am saying is that you and I are thinking in a mindset who was it earlier? Wolfell was saying that we have the endgame mindset. Nobody's putting Grandmaster Yoda lead on a team these days, but people coming to the game who are getting these Inquisitorious characters as they're released could possibly see Grandmaster Yoda teams.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. You know, the pre-GL accounts.
Yeah.
The pre-heavy hitter accounts, like, you know, an Inquisitorious,
like my wife's.
An Inquisitorious would be good against the JKR team, for example.
My wife's doing all of playing in that type of guild right now. You know, she doesn't have a GL. I sadly have to report that she's taking Phoenix to Gear 13 because she wants to, and she's playing like she wants to, so I'm happy for her in that respect. But she's playing the game, not end game, and learning these characters as they're coming out. It's a great thing for those lower teams. I don't want to go over time here, so we'll get to her unique, which is Distraction. Whenever another Inquisitorious ally uses an ability during their turn, Seventh Sister attacks. Limit once per turn. Note, remember, her basic will inflict Purge, so you could get an extra Purge on there. If she's in the leader slot, whenever she assists another Inquisitorious ally, that ally recovers 5% health and gains offense up. While assisting, she inflicts debuffs based on the number of stacks of Purge, which can't be resisted if they're Jedi. Speed down for 1, accuracy down for 3 for 2 turns, and then inflict healing immunity if they have 5 or more. So all this Purge just being thrown out with a 10% chance if they gain a buff to get more Purge. Eventually, those Jedi healing teams are going down as well.
Yeah, well, we'll see what it does. We'll see what it does. It's definitely a good squad for the the early level gamer. They will get to experience what we got to experience with something like Jedi Knight Revan. Only, obviously, the 5 characters that came before Jedi Knight Revan kind of sucked, really. Apart from Bindo. Bindo was awesome. And Bastilla was awesome.
You still see Basti lead JML teams.
T3 and Mission and Zalbar, I don't see that.
Mission and Zalbar are great.
Their part.
They're great on a Scoundrel team.
Okay.
So, all right. Let's go to a break. On the other side of this, we have free-to-play Padawan. Neil is going to see if he can actually have the title free-to-play. We'll get into that in just a moment right here on the Escape Podcast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Podcast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Padawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Back to school. The Escape Pod, cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello there, Padawans, and welcome back to Storytime with Uncle Thad and the Escape Podcast for kids. Tonight we are continuing our focus on the Empire's elite squad of Jedi Hunters known as the Inquisitors. I've wanted this sister to come to the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for a number of years, and now I am very excited to hear her hit the hollow tables. And with that introduction, let's talk about the seventh sister and where she comes from in Star Wars canon. Like the rest of the Inquisitorius, the seventh sister was a former Jedi who survived Order 66 and the fall of the Jedi Order. She was a Mirialan from the planet Miriel, located in the Outer Rim territories. Her people had a deep connection with the Force, and it was not uncommon to see a Mirialan serving, and the other notable members of her species that showed up in the Jedi Order included none other than Jedi Master Luminara Unduli, Cieslin Mir, and Barriss Offee. While we don't know exactly the details of her storyline, we can safely assume that she was found by the Empire sometime after Order 66. Like other members of the Inquisitorius, she would have been tortured and eventually turned to the dark side. As a member of the Mirialan species, her corruption in the Force must have come as a deep betrayal, more than any other member of the Inquisitorius. It is for this reason that I believe that she was such an effective Jedi assassin. Among chasing down rogue Jedi, the seventh sister was tasked with the acquisition of Force-sensitive children, as well as the search and destruction of former Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano. Like the other Inquisitors, the seventh sister was ruthless in her pursuit of her quarry. She wielded the traditional double-bladed spinning lightsaber and black armor. Her face was shielded by her pointed yet curved helmet with retractable faceplate. She was tactically minded, often laying traps for her prey and then taunting them verbally when those traps were tripped. As part of her tactics, she made use of an early model ID-9 seeker droid that was dispensed from the back of her armor. Whether she was hunting down defenseless Force-sensitive babies or scouring the galaxy for powerful Padawans, the seventh sister was relentless. This Jedi assassin first came onto the scene after the fall of the Grand Inquisitor during this battle with the rebel self Phoenix aboard Grand Moff Tarkin's capital ship. See what I did there? The Grand Inquisitor literally fell to his death, right? He fell in battle. Anyways, with no one in the leadership position of the Inquisitorius, the seventh sister set out to prove herself to Lord Vader and ultimately the Emperor. Her actions led to her fight against the Phoenix crew time and time again, and ultimately against Palpatine's former apprentice, Maul. Well, that's enough about her backstory. Let's see how her story does line up with her kit in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. The seventh sister is a dark side Imperial healer, leader, and unaligned Force user. While I agree with the most of her kit as it is laid out, I'm still not entirely sold on the healer tag. I guess her sharp remarks and biting wit could have spurred other members of her team to fight more effectively, but that didn't bring them health back. Like when she and the other Inquisitors died on Malachor, she wasn't able to heal them. She just died alongside them. But I digress. Her basic ability highlights her relentless pursuit of her opponent. The longer she was on the trail of her target, the more likely that target would receive more damage. What I love about the seventh sister's cattle prod ability is not that she is giving her opponent the shocker, but that it doesn't fully stun them. The ID-9's electroshock probe wasn't meant to completely debilitate its target, merely to slow them down. And that's exactly what it does. It slows the Jedi down more because, for some reason, Force users are way more susceptible to electricity. Isn't that right, Mace? Mace? No comment? Anyways. Her second special ability highlights the importance of being prepared for whatever you do, whether it's a fight with the Jedi, working for the Empire, or simply like ironing a shirt. Being prepared is crucial in all aspects of life, and the seventh sister was prepared for everything. Always. Well, except maybe to fight Maul on Malachor. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot about the seventh sister's story that we simply don't know, but we can speculate wildly. So let's do that for a second. We know that the leadership ability is specially designed to fight against Grandmaster Yoda. So logically, we can assume that the seventh sister was either trained by Grogu's daddy or that she faced off against him in battle. Either way, Yoda is clearly Grogu's dad. What was I talking about? No, it doesn't matter. What I love about the seventh sister's final ability is that it is an always-on assist. Even though she had her disputes with other members of the Inquisitorius, she was always willing to help. In fact, for her, helping was a strategic maneuver. By letting another person attack first, she could easily slip in to the side and do a secondary blow. Maybe not as lethal, but still potentially lethal. You kind of had to watch out for this Inquisitor. She was sneaky. Well, that's it for me this week. As you now know, there are more Inquisitors coming in the long line of ex-Jedi leading to the Grand Inquisitor Legendary event. So be sure to tune in next week for more story time with Uncle Thad on the Escape Podcast for Kids. Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways. All for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/theescapepodcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Attention, we are receiving an incoming transmission. Attention, we are receiving an incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This week's incoming transmission is kind of a follow-on from last week. Paul.
No, the previous week.
Previous week.
The previous week.
Why don't you let everybody know who our guest is today?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, so Free-to-Play Nation, we had F2P Ollie on 2 weeks ago, and he said that we really needed to talk to this guy. I got to talking to him. I found out he loves ice hockey. He used to play. And Sephironis, you're going to love this. He loves corgis, and he just celebrated his 15-year anniversary with his wife. He's a family man through and through, and he claims to be free to play. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Free to Play Padawan. Padawan, what do we call you? Because that's a long name.
Padawan. Padawan works great. Yeah, Padawan. I named myself the Free to Play Padawan because I am free to play.
I'll be the judge of.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
I am free to play, but I also feel like the best way to get better at the game is to have a teachable attitude. And so I thought with the concept of Padawan as my name, even though I'm trying to show other people how to play the game better, I always want to be in a posture of being teachable because there's always more to learn about this game. It's intense.
Well, let's start off with the normal questions.
Okay.
What size is your account? Do you what division are you in GAC? And then Nev is going to be the judge. I'll let Nev ask that after we're done.
All right, fair enough. I have, as of tonight's live stream, a 1.9 something million account.
How long have you been playing?
This is day 291. So since the beginning of the account, I have been live streaming twice a week the progress of this account, starting at level 1 and then going on the journey from level 1 to 85 and talking about all the things that you can do to try to grow your account as fast as possible during that journey. And then since then, I've just been streaming twice a week, talking about Grand Arena, territory battles, a little bit about territory wars, Fleet Arena, mostly because that's where you're getting a lot of your crystals from, at least in the current state of the game. And just having a blast, going on this journey with other people and meeting fun people along the way.
So you've only been playing for 291 days.
Well, no, I've been playing the game basically since it came out.
Okay.
And I love the community around this game so much. But I just noticed there was this hole at the time when I started my channel. There was this hole for early game, free to play content creators. Most of the stuff out there was mid game or late game. And I said, what about all these new players coming to the game? Somebody's got to help them learn how to play. Yeah. And so that was the whole idea behind my channel. And since then, I've met my free to play brother, free to play Ollie, who you guys had on a couple of weeks ago. And we teamed up in the Discord that we have, Free to Play Nation, which is becoming quickly the premier location for early game players to get any kind of help that they need. We're talking strategies on how to beat the current conquest, the current galactic challenge, different things people are doing in Grand Arena. If anybody has an issue with a legendary event, they ask what gear, what mods, and somebody just finished it. So they tell them what they did. It's an amazing place. It's an amazing place.
So 291 days ago.
Account, then?
Okay, I was going to say 291 days ago. That was about the time that Neil stopped doing new account stuff. So,
well, see that I wasn't aware. I figured that there was probably more stuff out there, but I just wasn't aware of it. You know, you got the big name people.
290 days. So see, this is why I have questions, because 290 days.
Yeah.
1.9 mil GP.
Yep.
That is very, very impressive growth for that. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, it's doable. It is very, very doable if you've got the right guild and if you're doing the right things and if you're going for the right characters. It is possible to do a 2 mil to do 2 mil GP in the first 12 months. Did you do the hyperdrive bundle on it?
No. Nope. Zero money spent.
Did you pre-hoard on the account? No pre-hoarding.
Nope.
And no
day one of my account was day one on the video. I started it fresh with no pre-hoarded energy or anything like that. No.
Okay.
And has a gift card been bought for you to put on this account?
No gift card, no Google Play points, nothing. I want to be as genuine and legitimate and followable as possible.
Pure as the driven snow, like me.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to build something that other people can follow and have the same results. That's why I'm streaming it. That's how I'm going into great detail about all the different things. You guys, I don't have the most watchable bite-sized content. I stream for 2 hours. When I stream for 2 hours, and it's everything going on that day. You know, if there's a raid, those are particularly important. I try to get my raid attempts on stream so that people can see how to do damage in the raid and get that gear. You know, all my Fleet Arena battles that day, I try to stream so that people can see how do you use the Executrix with the Geos to get top 5 in Fleet Arena every day. Ever since about level 80, I've been getting top 10. And once I hit level 85, I've been in the top 5 the entire time. And it's, well,
that's
give or
why,
take
Neil,
a few days, you know.
that's why he's 1.9.
That's the growth. It's the crystals. It's 350 to 400 crystals every day from just Fleet Arena. And it's because I went bonkers, ridiculous focus on the 3 Geonosian pilots, on Tarkin, who I have Relic 4 currently and with no plans for C anytime soon. So it's a Relic 4 Tarkin exclusively for ships, Relic 5 Spy, Relic 4 Sunfac, Relic 4 Soldier. And you got then you go.
I did the same thing on one of the accounts that I started from scratch.
Yeah,
and I didn't leave the top 20 the first 12 months of the game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Does he get the
card?
card?
I can't say that. I keep getting knocked out of the top 20.
Does he get the card?
Yeah. He's got his free to play card is clean.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate the stamp
his
of
free to play
approval,
card is
definitely.
clean. Yeah,
because Neil has never spent in this game.
Wow.
So, yeah.
On any of my accounts.
That's incredible.
So-
How many accounts do you have? I'd like to know.
I have multiple accounts. One, I mean, I only play, I only play one free to play account. I gave one of my other free to play accounts away.
Okay.
I have one that's been redundant for maybe 2 years, and then the other 2 alts I play are Merc accounts. So they were pay to play while they were in custody of somebody else, but now I'm in custody of those accounts. There's no spending on them. They're free to they're born again free to play. But I call them Merc accounts because what I tended to do with them was move around lower guilds and
help them out.
You know, you have no idea how appreciative a weak ass 20 to 40 mil GP guild is when when you drop a 5 mil GP, a 4 or 5 mil. I mean, this was obviously several years ago, but you drop a 5, 6 or a 7 mil GP account in one of those.
Yeah.
And I never did quite break the 1,000 banner record. My highest was 990. But when you do territory wars with a Merc account for one of those lesser guilds, you're soloing everything that their opponent put on defense,
and they can't beat your teams.
You get a solo, huh?
They can't beat your teams because your teams are so strong. So you win. You win for the guild almost.
Yeah, pretty much single-handedly win for it. So yeah. I haven't done that in a while. Got a bit busy, but yeah.
So let's turn back time. Unlike what we did this past weekend in the U.S., let's turn back time. You said you've been playing since the beginning.
Yeah.
Did you ever spend on that account?
I received a $20 gift card that I spent on my very first account. And it was one of the biggest things that caused me to never want to spend again, because I got a $20 crystal pack and I looked at crystals when I was done and I said, this is almost nothing. This will have very little impact on my account, And then that whole account became like dirty to me because it's like anything that I've accomplished, I can't say that I've accomplished it free to play now, even though this $20 made almost no difference on my account. I've lost that card, that free to play card. And so I never loved that account anymore after that. And I ended up starting another account. And I was playing that account when I decided to start my YouTube channel. And the channel and the new account just took too much time. So I had to drop my second account. So this is my third.
Do you still play your main though?
No, this is my main. The
right,
new, because I ran out of, I just don't have enough time. I really feel strongly about participating well in your guild and about processing mods regularly. And because I don't do Hotbot, once again, try to stay as free to play as possible, not even external stuff. I just didn't have time. You
will feel nostalgia for your old main account. I didn't used to stream about my main. The first 2 years I was doing YouTube and Twitch, it wasn't about my main account. It was about brand new free to play accounts. But then, I things started going well on the main account and, I started playing it a little bit better. And yeah, I started playing with it, even though, there's 2 bad years. If 6-year account, there are 2 very bad years in there, but there's been 4 good years. So you'll want to go back to it. You'll want to revisit it.
I'm sure you're right. And when I do,
what GP is
I'll remember. Well, my original account, the one that's dirty to me now, is like 3.5 million, and then
oh god, so you really haven't played that much on it at all, then?
No. When I stopped.
Yeah.
And then the other account, I'm a early game to mid game. I know very little about the end game because I stopped at 3.5, and then I stopped at 2.5, and now I'm almost back up to 2 again on my newest account. Now I plan to take all the knowledge that I've learned from the first 2 accounts and blow this main account up. But I have so much to learn about the end game. I know about the early game and the mid game. I don't know about the end game.
No.
You know?
I was going to say it's a shame because one of the biggest advantages that free-to-play account, original free-to-play accounts, from the inception of the game, when it first came out, if you're playing an account that started then now and you're doing it free-to-play, the big advantage you have is, X amount of years of salvage. Someone picking up the game 4 years into it and then trying to get as many relic characters as they like ain't easy. If you've been playing the game for 6 years, you've been clocking up that salvage for years and years. And I mean, there are still areas that I know I'm not even close to running out on. I'm not even close to running out because it's a day one free to play account.
Well, you talk about carbonite circuit boards and bronzium wiring. Those are 2 of the biggest issues for any of the big spenders. Exactly what you're talking about would never happen on a day one free to play the whole time account. You wouldn't run out.
No, I'm still running out.
You're in that boat and you're still running out.
Yeah, but I do spend. I am a spender. I get my characters to 7-star, but I don't gear them as much. But I do run into the points where I'm going, okay, I got to go spend all these bronziums. Okay, do I have enough to make a circuit board?
Yeah. Well, can I say, Paul, thank you for spending on this game. I think it's worth spending on, and I couldn't play it if all the people out there that were spending on it. I love the game, and I pinch myself every day that I get to play it for free. But people like you that put your money where your mouth is and support what you love.
Yeah, no,
I'm kind of the jerk in this situation, but it's kind of like, do it?
You're not. It's all for me. I enjoy this game, and I would have purchased a video game for 60 bucks or a special edition for $100.
Yep.
And I'd be playing that instead. Yep. But I'm playing this. This is what I enjoy. I want to support the people. And I'm glad to have, free to play people that are coming into the game to experience it. So, I mean, it's not as much of a, I appreciate the sentiment. But I've dealt with this schmuck for so long, he always has the same thing. Without the free to play, without the minnows for the whales and the krakens to eat, the game wouldn't survive.
Yeah, the game needs both, doesn't it? Yeah, well said.
Yeah. Zaz says, end game for free to play. End game is like walking into a biker bar with a t-shirt that says bikes are for, not going to say that on the air, but
I got a feeling I know what it is. Yeah. But hey, back to, if I could kind of steer this direction back towards the Discord, you and talk with Ollie about it. This Free to Play Nation Discord.
Yeah, that was going to be the next thing.
Oh, okay. Well, it's really the big thing that has been born out of my efforts and Ollie's efforts. And we have 2 other great content creators. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. Intimidation is really active on the forums.
And Bald Guy Gaming.
Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah, an Old Bald Guy Gaming, and we have 4 content creators that have like this unified purpose, and so many members that are like, we want to learn and we want to help other people learn. It's just an amazing Discord to be a part of, and we're getting endgame people joining. We just had another one join yesterday. He's got like 7.5 million accounts, and I'm like, this is great because now when we have endgame questions, we'll have endgame people to answer these questions, and it's it's a movement. It's a movement that is happening that I'm just so happy to be a part of. The free to play, and there are dolphins in there, there are whales in there. It's really just a label at this point. Free to play nation. You guys should check it out. It's really good.
So we're going to put a link to that in the show notes down below. I did just post your actual channel link. So, and I know the link is in your descriptions as well. But that's actually been one of the fun things that I've noticed about your Discord server, how friendly this Discord server is. And it gets mentioned, I lurk in the events server, SWGOH events. And whenever people are asking for advice, they're pointing people to you guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
To Ollie, to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To Bald Guy, to Intimidation. You guys have become the friendly place to go when it comes to this. And that's why I've wanted to, sporadically spotlight your group of gamers because of this.
Well, thank you. I mean, we are so humbled and thankful to be encouraged and spotlighted by you guys. And our Discord is in a very early time frame for making the Discord. We say we don't want any account shaming. We don't want any mod shaming. We want only encouragement and positivity and people. Whenever we have negative people come in there or try hard people that are like, your mod stuck or whatever, we're just like, that's not the kind of atmosphere and attitude we want in here. We want it to be a safe place for people that maybe don't have the best account to ask for help, how they can do better, And for me, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is all about being a part of a community and growing with that community. It's super fun, and I love it.
It's super fun when we get communication from our great gaming overlords. There was a time when it got dark.
Yeah, you're right. You are right.
You said you were listening to a few of the old podcasts. Wait till you go to episode 25. Okay. There's a few Paul rants in there.
Yeah.
So, Neil, before we give him the floor here, do you have any other questions for our Padawan?
No, let's give him the floor, Paul.
All right. Give us, this is your elevator pitch. Tell people, I mean, this whole interview has kind of been a great reason to join and check you out. But I've posted the Discord link inside the Twitch chat, and it's also going to be down in the show notes. Tell people how to find you and what to expect on your channel coming up soon.
Okay. All right. Well, I am the free-to-play Padawan, and I stream my gaming 2 days a week for 2 hours at a time. We talk about everything, and the whole point of my channel is to help new players or existing players that have more stuff to learn, which is all of us, help them learn how to grow fast. That is my whole point. I'm having a problem with my mods because my characters are growing so fast. I never thought it would happen like this. The whole idea behind my channel is focus on the things that will give you income in the game. Fleet Arena is giving me tons of crystals. I went after Fleet Arena for like the first 8 months of my account. It has been almost exclusively Fleet Arena. And now I'm shifting my focus toward the Sith raid, which gives tons of end game gear. You got to get that top 10 rank in the Sith raid. And then I'm going to be focusing all along the way on Grand Arena, which gives you a bunch of crystal income. It's all about growing fast and having fun, because one of the biggest things that causes people to stop having fun in this game is they no longer feel like they're making progress. And when you're making the progress, that's when it's fun, it's exciting, it's challenging.
And how do people find you?
Oh yeah, YouTube. I'm on YouTube exclusively. I don't know how to do all the other stuff. Free to play Padawan. Type in the free to play Padawan or type in free to play nation, and you should find my videos. Also, please come to the free to play nation Discord. We have links to my channel and the other content creators that make content for free to play nation. You can get help for any issues, and it's just a really fun community to be a part of.
And it's podcast approved as well.
All right.
So, guys, go check that out. Check show notes if you need links to click. If you don't remember exactly how to spell Padawan, in this case, it's with an A instead of an O, like our community. But coming up in this break, the latest episode of Dickie and the Noob gets another replay, and after the break, we'll get jiggy with Jigabachi. We've got some Patreon's questions coming up after these messages right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Padawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Today's episode of Dickie and the Noob is sponsored by the Canadian Department of Mobile Gaming. More from them after the episode. On last month's Dickie and the Noob, Dickie found out that Noob used to be Hondo Ohnaka's protocol droid. He devised a plan with Yarmo to access Noob in safe mode and uncover his past. Alright Yarmo, so we should have access to his memories now? How does this work? Okay, so Noob, what is your name?
N00B.
Okay, good. Can you tell me when you were first activated?
2019.
And who activated you?
Hellenics. Hashtag shameless self-promotion.
Good. Do you remember anything before you met Hellenics?
Does not compute.
Yarmo, this isn't working. Anything you can do here?
Good. Remember, go black. Oh, boy.
Okay, Noob, do you remember Hondo Ohnaka?
Hondo Transport Solutions.
Awesome, that's the name of Hondo's front shipping company. Do you remember where it is?
Stu John.
Great. Do you remember being on Stu John?
I was Hondo's protocol droid counting cards. He used to have me count cards for him. Roger.
Uh-oh, I think he's turning into one of those old separatist battle droids.
R0G3R security droid. He's the one who sent me to the scrap heap. Revenge Revenge.
All right, cool. We might be actually getting somewhere. Do you remember anything? Does Hondo actually live on Sujon? Does he have a house there?
Hondo lives on the mothership.
Okay, well, we live on it now. Is there anything you can think of that might help me locate Hondo?
Fish.
Cool, so like his favorite fishing spot?
He smells like fish.
Okay, that really doesn't help at all. If Hondo were to go into hiding, where do you think he would go?
Secret door in the warehouse.
Like a safe house?
No one is safe. Death awaits.
Okay, that's not ominous at all. Do you remember where this warehouse is?
On the shore of Kenobi Lake. Lake full of Ravanax. Do not go swimming.
I'll keep that in mind. Is there anything else you can think of? Associates on Sujon?
Pirates Guild. Although they may want to kill me, I'm actually pretty sure they want to kill me.
What did you do, noob?
Unclear. Memory fragmented.
Yarmo, a little help?
Oh, boy.
Protocol 808 activated.
What's Protocol 808?
Complete hard wipe of all memory banks.
No, noob, stop.
Protocol 808 halted. Progress 68%. R0G3R. Roger.
Roger? Wait, why am I saying Roger? And why are you guys in my room?
It kind of seemed like you were having a nightmare. We just came in to see, if you were doing okay.
I am a droid. We don't dream. This is weird. How embarrassing.
All right, noob, no need to get all worked up. Power down and get some rest. We'll be in Sujon soon.
Sujon? Why do I suddenly crave Ravanac oil?
Have you ever been to Sujon?
Can't say that I have.
All right, noob, glad you're okay. Get some rest, and I'll wake you up when we get to the planet. Tune in next time to find out what our heroes discover on Sujon. And now, a word from our sponsor, the Canadian Ministry of Mobile Gaming.
Hey buddy, I am the Canadian Minister of Mobile Gaming. And do you like free-to-play hero collector games? Well, the Canadian Ministry of Mobile Gaming is very proud to present Canada Galaxy of Hoses. Now I can hear you saying, hey guy, what's this all about? Well, Canada Galaxy of Hoses takes your favorite Canadians, arms them with hockey sticks, and pits them against each other in battle. There's several exciting factions, such as your favorite Canadian comedians like Jim Carrey, Tom Green, Norm Macdonald, Mike Myers, and Seth Rogen. Or your favorite musicians, Neil Young, Celine Dion, Michael Bublé, Alanis Morissette, and Geddy Lee. We promise to never bring Nickelback to the game. How about your favorite movie stars, guy? Michael J. Fox, Kiefer Sutherland, Hayden Christensen, Nathan Fillion, and William Shatner. Your favorite Canadian athletes is just a bunch of hockey players. And of course, your favorite mobile gamers such as Tyler, Swiggo Yeti, Ricky P, Andy Beats, and some guy named Dickie Dockside. Collect them all and you could unlock our legendary faction, Sexy Ryans, with Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling. And even our first galactic legend, Canadian Jesus himself, Keanu Reeves. And hey friend, we're adding new characters every month that you can collect for absolutely free. 6 to 9 months after release. Or you can pay low sum of $50 to unlock them immediately. So what are you waiting for? Download Canada Galaxy of Hoses for your BlackBerry device. Download it today and use the promo code Poutine to get 4 free quarts of maple syrup to max out your characters, and you'll get 1 hero for free. Scott, Canada Galaxy of Hoses, only for your BlackBerry device. Find out what it's all about today, friend. Hey buddy, get this. I just told them that we're gonna give them Scott for free. They don't know that Scott sucks. Nobody likes Scott. And get this, I told them that $50 was a low price to pay for one character in a mobile game. What do you mean some games charge up to 10 times that? Seriously? Get me the marketing department on the phone right now. You're still recording. Shut the camera off.
And now, it's time for Getting Jigabachi with it on the Escape Pod cast.
All right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jigabachi as he joins us for Getting Jiggy with Jigabachi, as he does in the fourth segment every show. Good to see you. I stunned you by telling you that I was a Marlins fan.
Yeah, well, it wasn't necessarily the stunned me about you being a Marlins fan. It stunned me not about that, because I don't, I mean, if Braves fan Tan told me that he was a Mets fan, now that would stun me. It would be more like your reasoning for being a Marlins fan. I just thought was a really cool, interesting thing. And
yeah, I wanted to be able to say that I've followed a team from the very, very beginning. And in '93, I grew up in Toledo, Ohio. Toledo Mudhens are a farm team for the Detroit Tigers. I was a huge Tigers fan. But in '93, I said, I'm going to be a Marlins fan from the beginning. And I have stuck to it.
Huh.
So
I think that's fascinating. What, 97? That was the year where they won,
97
right?
against the Indians, and then 2003 against the Yankees.
Yeah,
and then
right.
they got
right. I was at the 2003 game. Two of the games in the Bronx.
Oh wow!
You don't want to know how many World Series.
Time I really started following my football team.
You don't want to know how many baseball games I've been to.
90s.
You don't even want to know how many World Series games. You don't even want to know.
I probably don't. But
I have a friend.
You have the hookup. Yeah.
I currently live in St. Louis right now, and one of my good friends owns season tickets to Redbird Club. So I've probably been to. I don't even like the Cardinals, and I've probably been to 10 World Series games with the Cardinals.
Well, the Marlins come to Houston, where I live, this year. Tickets go on sale in May. I'm looking forward to going to those. So you're going to have to find somebody to host the show that weekend, Neil.
I got you. That's pretty unfortunate because the Astros used to be a National League, so I bet you got to see them a lot.
I did until they changed back in what was it, 2015?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with the change to moving back into the American League, and I mean, we got all this Grand Arena stuff to talk about. We got no designated hitter in the National League now, dude.
So let's talk the road ahead real quick, and then we'll jump into Patreon's choice questions. What were your thoughts when you found out that you no longer have to make sure you set a defense the first time around? You can auto set something actually coherent.
There are the player group that selects their own defenses and does Omega bot and tracks things. That player base, is very small. I think it's smaller than most people think. I think the largest amount of the player base are people that are around midway through K2 to about Erodium something or other. I think the bulk of the player base comes in there, and I think the bulk of the money that the game earns is from the people that are from me up.
Right.
But I think that the people that are in that larger group are people that have built squads in the squad builder years ago and have been copy pasting them into defenses in GAC every round, every time. And all this does is it alleviates those people to do less when they've already done less. That makes sense.
No, I totally understand. I have a loadout that I go through. I look at who I'm facing, and then I'll decide where, these defensive teams I'm going to place them. What order I'm going to put them in. Am I going to try to suck up a Darth Vader ahead of them facing another team?
I did that more back when the system was based upon GP. Because the matchups now are so horrendously all over the place now that I'm rolling the dice these times. So my first round opponent, 3 GLs, same as me, believe it or not. I almost died, but he had the same amount of GLs as I did with the same GP, and I won. And I won that match to play somebody with 9.3 million and 6 GLs. So it's like, I don't have the time to do research to do that to try to beat this guy.
But I say this all the time. You're as good with your 3 GLs as they are with their 6, according to skill rating.
Sure. I don't know. I mean, what happens if the person with the 6 GLs hasn't been playing for a couple of days, or, missed it because of family, or they have, a job that's really difficult and they can't make all of it and stuff like that.
I think that's the outlier, though.
I don't think so. I actually think that's the norm, because we did not a consensus, but, my fleet chart's got, I've got guys from, SL Vanguards. I've got guys from, Nova Ordem, obviously my guild, some big names, big guilds. It's 50-50. Some of these guys, I mean, there's a guy that's in one of those big mega guilds that doesn't even do GAC. He sets defenses, does a couple battles, and then stops.
And they have 6 GLs? And that they're doing that, and then people are worried when they see them, but they don't do anything. So their skill of actually doing something is as efforted as that. Am I wrong, Neil?
To the race and winning. If Neil's frozen in time, I think.
No, I'm just here. I'm just thinking about what you said.
Well, I mean, I just think the system's changed, and I think that there's a lot of people that are into it, and there's not a lot of people that are not, and so you're going to have the rise and fall. The thing is that to get a true skill rating, I think takes a lot more matches than what we're seeing. I mean, I don't think we're probably going to get seeded properly, and I mark my words, I said this in October. I still don't think we're going to get a true actual skill rating until May, middle of May, when we've got 6 months of straight GACs, participation, development, growth, income levels, stagnation. And when we get to that point, I think that's when we're going to see how good people really are. And I'm not talking about the Arnolds and Fatals, the guys that are way up at the top. I'm talking about the middle people, the bulk of the player base, because they have to seed all those people that are skipping rounds or playing people with too many GLs, or, what I mean? That kind of thing. Those are the bulk of the player base. And that's the part that I'm in. So I think that it'll average itself out in time. If that makes sense, I hope.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's everybody outside the top 5,000.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because I think the top 5,000 is movers and shakers. Those guys are
the top 100 is the tip of the spear. The top 1,000
people that
is the elite, and then from 1,000 to 5,000, I would say it's a good mixture of people that know what they're doing, and perform admirably most of the time, or they wouldn't be in the top 5,000.
I agree.
Yeah,
which I will never be.
Our moderator extraordinaire Cascade says a lot of people are just setting defenses and maybe doing a couple of offenses just to make sure they get some crystals.
Some rounds I'm doing that. I'm not going to lie. There are rounds where
I've done that. I did that in round 1. My opponent had two GLs, both relic 8. They put one in the top, one in the bottom, and then they full cleared me. I took one shot at the ray, failed, and conceded. And I'll be doing the exact same thing in round 2. My opponent had 4 GLs to my 1. They put 2 in the top, 2 in the bottom.
Yep. It's strangely enough,
it's the first time a 4 GL opponent of mine has done that. All of the other occasions, they might put 1 down or 2 down, and then they'll take the rest on offense. But this is the first 4 GL opponent that's looked at my roster, gone, you've got 1 GL. That's it, 1 GL. I've got 4. I don't need to do anything. I'm going to put 2 here, and I'm going to take out 1 territory. With,
I would, if I was 4 versus 1, I would hold the one to counter. I would hold the one that best fits to counter yours, and put the rest of them on defense and let you eat.
Yeah.
But it's just the way that the game's changed. I mean, things have just changed and been different. I mean, you're either going to like the new system or you don't.
Yeah, I'm at peace that I'm going to get those matches. I am, I've had back-to-back 8-4s, and currently I'm 4-3 at the moment. So I'm happy with my performance based on
the
resources
faced.
I have in order to achieve that performance. You know, I only just got my Executor, for God's sakes. I didn't have a 7-star Executor for the last month. So yeah, I've been doing it with 1 GL, 8 and 4 with 1 GL.
Let's pop through the Patreon's questions here. And we'll try to do them rapid fire as much as possible. I have a few ideas of how Jig's going to answer some of these.
Uh-oh.
All right. If you could magically transform into an animal at will, what animal would it be and why? Honey badger, because it just don't care. Nev, what do you got?
Can they be mythical?
Sure.
Animals, or does it have to be an actual animal?
But you just got to explain why.
Okay, I would be a polymorph.
So you could change it to anything else?
I would be an Emohawk polymorph from Red Dwarf. An Emohawk polymorph can change into whatever it wants and suck the emotions out of anyone close by that exhibits them. So, you know, you got great camouflage, and you know you can literally suck the emotions out of people.
Right. Let's see if I was right with Jig's answer.
You're not going to be. I would like to be a seagull in Pismo Beach, California, man. Just out by the water, relaxed atmosphere, a really, really small beachhead, very, very little tourism, just chilling out there, flying around, doing seagull things, you know?
Right. I was thinking you were going to say a cat.
I love cats. I dig cats, but you know, cats have to deal with humans, right? You know, because humans are such crappy to animals sometimes. But a seagull out there in a small town in California, dude, just flying around doing seagull things, dude, that'd be so dope.
All right. What's your favorite thing to do at a carnival / fun fair? For me, it would be the eats, especially funnel cakes. Not funnel cakes, but elephant ears. Not funnel cakes. Elephant ears are better. Nev?
I like I like the shooting the hoop one.
Even though it's bent.
Yeah, because obviously it's not it's not regulation ring. It's the balls are blown up to be extra bouncy.
Water blown up.
The ring is made smaller. So you've literally got to get the perfect swoosh, or it's going to hit the bar and just go a million miles. And you always get some great big massive cuddly toy. So the reason why I like those is because on 2 separate occasions I've done it with the first ball.
There you go.
That doesn't count for the countless other times I've tried and never got it in. I've only ever got it in on 2 occasions, and on both those occasions it was with the first ball. On all previous other occasions playing that game, I never got it in.
All right.
But I love that carnival game.
And what you got, Jig?
This is not going to go where you thought it was going to go. When I was 16 years old, I was going to go to my first carnival ever in my entire life. I was so excited. Me and like 4 friends all decided that we were going to do that. So we were in the parking lot of the Paso Robles Fair, and we took a bunch of mushrooms, and we were getting out of the truck, and I heard this person yelling, and we're all kind of like walking, and a stark naked man was walking through the parking lot going, "I am Hermaphrodite, the goddess of Hermaphrodite." And he stopped us and he asked us whether or not that we wanted to join with him and ascend to, you know, the world of unicorns and hermaphrodites.
And so that's your favorite thing to do.
I've never been, so I don't even know what they do.
All right. Bruce Lee versus Mike Tyson. Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I would go. I would go. Yeah, I'll go Bruce Lee. Because I've seen Donnie Chen versus Mike Tyson, and I think that Bruce Lee could probably do the same thing that Donnie does.
Bruce Lee would duck around and tire Mike Tyson out. Are you kidding me? I mean, don't get me wrong. Mike Tyson would have to touch you. Wouldn't want him to touch you, but I think that Bruce Lee could handle the not being touched by Mike Tyson. Bruce Lee.
Who, in your opinion, is the most important Jedi in all of Star Wars? I think that it's Kenobi. You know, I would have to say Obi-Wan Kenobi because he saw through the prophecy. You know, he saw it through the entire prophecy. So
Mark Hamill, because if he didn't nail that role in New Hope, no one would care about this weird franchise.
Yeah, nobody would care.
Nobody would care if that first movie wasn't as good as it was.
Mind you, the photo shoots of Carrie Fisher dressed as Princess Leia and slapped all over magazines definitely helped.
I agree.
So you're saying Princess Leia?
Definitely helped the dads take the kids to the cinema. It's like, what do you want to watch? I want to watch Star Wars. Oh God, some science fiction. Yeah, it's got this really hot chick in it called Princess Leia. Oh, really? Really? Okay, let's go to the cinema and watch The Empire Strikes Back.
But I mean, Daisy
she walks
Ridley
around in a bloody body warmer for the entire movie. The dads would have been like, "Oh, I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with this at all." So in the Return of the Jedi, it's like, "We're sorry we put her in a snowsuit so that you didn't get to see her. Here you go, Carrie Fisher in a gold bikini." Boom. Dads flock into the cinema with their kids to watch that movie so that they can see Carrie Fisher in a gold bikini.
All right, number 5 from Zaz, and it's an A or B. Vacation destination: a log cabin in the woods or a sunny beach and blue sea? I think I know which one.
Bother.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it would be the blue sea, beach and blue sea. Neil?
I would go log cabin.
Log cabin. Am I right in my guess? Surfboard style Discord owner.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you kidding? Yeah. No. I am a beach dude. Big time.
All right. Number 6, do you think that it's weird when Order 66 was given that the clones all instinctively knew that Anakin had turned to the dark side and they didn't try to kill him?
So you're implying that the stories in Star Wars make sense at all? Okay. Dude, some of it's science fiction. Some of it makes no sense.
Burning in space is one of them. Neil.
Please.
Things burn in space, Paul. If there's an environment inside something and it starts venting that out into space and that is on fire, that's a fire in space, Paul.
All planets have the same exact oxygen level mix for beings across the board. Every single planet in the whole universe, they all are compatible with human life. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Back to
they're all M-class planets. It's like in Star Trek, you know, every single planet they visited without fail was the exact same atmosphere.
There was no closed like spacesuits at all in any movie under any circumstances. In the fighter jets, ships, nothing. Everybody had open faces. It's whatever.
All right, back to a SWGOH question. Omicron abilities and Conquest data disk upgrades will cause issues down the road by giving players an inaccurate view of team powers. For example, you get used to CLS murdering teams in Conquest and forget that they don't do the same outside of Conquest without data disk enhancements. Discuss.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, I think you learn what counters. I use my knowledge of counters from GAC to take teams in Conquest. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it really, really doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes
try taking your Imperial troopers in, you know, your standard Imperial trooper team. Try take that in against a team of Geos or Night Sisters that you would normally wipe the floor with in GAC, but all of the special stuff that they get just makes the squad completely and utterly inert.
Yeah,
it's just ineffectual. Doesn't do squat.
I can see where he comes from, and I give credence to the theory, good theories as. But I think that as you learn the counters in the main game, you then try to apply them to Conquest. That I think it goes backwards from what you're thinking. Jig, what were you going to say?
Conquest is like playing a different game. The rules are different. Everything is different. So you have to approach you have to literally go, I'm doing something different, because stuff simply doesn't work the same. And that you have to literally go, well, CLS would normally work in this situation. I know it's not going to. Imperial Troopers against this team, like you said before, normally it works. Oh, over-prepared 4 on Night Sisters? Oh, that's great. I'm sure Mother Talzin's going to tickle, So you really have to take a giant step back and be like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. So,
yeah. So that is the end of Zaz questions. We have a few rapid fire from Dickie Darkside, and then one thing that I definitely can agree that he wanted me to say. Rapid
my
fire.
hair looks like terrible on a green screen. Yeah, thanks.
Old Ben versus Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
I'm agreeing.
Dumbledore, better character, better written, deeper story. Sorry.
The Inquisitorius versus the Death Eaters. This I'm going to go Star Wars. I think the Inquisitorius would hunt down the Death Eaters one by one.
I'm going to go with the Death Eaters, because the Death Eaters are non-corporeal, so the Inquisitors' lightsabers and force abilities ain't going to do squat without a wand, and they don't have wands. So how's it go? Wingardium Leviosa or something like that?
There goes their lightsaber.
They're screwed. They'll turn the lightsaber on. The Death Eaters will be like, no, I'm still sucking your soul out.
But by the way, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Leviosa.
Okay. Jake, what you got?
Don't hate. I don't know anything about the Inquisitors. The only thing I know about Inquisitors I've learned is by what they've been released in game. I didn't play Jedi Fallen Order. I watched Rebels only partially, so I don't know anything about them. I do know about the Death Eaters, so I'm going Death Eater.
All right. I definitely think it's going to be a unanimous one on this one. Yoda versus Dobby. Yoda.
If my wife heard me voting anything against Dobby right now, well, you know what character? Okay, you ready for a real fun question? Which Harry Potter character does my wife call me? Go ahead.
Hagrid.
It's obvious. No. It pisses me off every time she says it.
She don't call you Dobby, does she?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Tonks?
Luna.
Okay.
Luna.
I was going to say Tonks because of the hair.
No, Luna Lovegood. She always calls me Luna. Like we're at a restaurant and I say something stupid and she goes, "Oh God, Luna." I'm like, "What? Come on."
All right.
And a Gryffindor t-shirt this weekend.
And the last thing Dickie wanted me to say, and I totally agree. Bad times never last. Bad guys are forever. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. So. All right. Neil, what's coming up? So GA Center's tomorrow?
GA Center will be at some point this weekend.
Okay.
It's either tomorrow night or Sunday night. One of the two. Just got delayed. And apart from that, it'll be GAC.
There you go.
GAC, baby.
Looking forward to that. Definitely tune in, and then we might have 2 episodes of GA Center before we are back on the Escape podcast.
Yes, definitely.
So,
yeah.
We're not doing it next week?
Well, no. I'm saying there will be two episodes, because there's this past week that has been delayed, and then there's next week. There you go. Jig, you've been playing Cyberpunk.
Oh God, I love Cyberpunk. Strangely enough, tomorrow's my last day of playing the Cyberpunk. And then I am taking, I don't know how long this is going to take, but by massive request from my community, they bought it for me on Steam. They said that they want me to play XCOM 2. I've never played it, but I've had massive requests for me to do so. So on Tuesday, the 22nd, I am starting a run. I've never played it, so I don't know what to expect, but I play games on the hardest difficulty with no saving. So.
Oh, yes.
We shall see.
And we definitely shall see what comes of that. And then on the Vault 37 Studios Twitch channel, Christy and I should be finishing Lego Marvel Superheroes this weekend.
Doing that last Sunday.
Yes.
I saw you doing that last Sunday. You've been on there for a while.
And it's the most buggiest game. It's the worst when it comes to glitches since we started. And that's 21 games in. 22 will be the Lego Incredibles video game. Then we go over to DC Supervillains. After DC Supervillains, Lego Movie 2, and then finally Skywalker Saga. So we're going to be late to the party on Skywalker Saga, but regardless, we'll be there. We'll definitely be getting to the Star Wars. But
you're a wizard. You'll get there exactly when you want to be.
Well, the thing is they did announce that the DLC that they're putting out along with Skywalker Saga will conclude on the May 4th. So
you'll still be able to play it though, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that we'll finally get to there when everything's all said and done. So. All right. Any parting words, Jig?
Just have fun, man. I see a lot of negativity in the Discords out there, and people are stressing, and there's so much anguish and this acrimonious conversations that are taking place because people are uncomfortable about having their toys met with. And I just think that, man, one of the things that's super important is people just remember this is a video game. These are video games. You just need to chill, play the parts you think are fun, and release the things that are not.
So you're telling everybody to be nice to each other, damn it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Neil, what you got?
Push the button.
Don't mind if I do.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.